You know, you don't need to be in front of the camera if you're holding the pulse of the operation.
Do you think it's a problem within our community that we all want to be on the stage? Yeah.
Yes, that's the problem. There's too much egos, and it's shallow. And ego is shallow. We're talking about substance. You know, you understand what it means by creative power broker. A creative power broker is a person behind the scene who's keeping the engine going, and just playing. It's like he's playing chess.
Affinity Xtra, be extra.
Listen, guys, you know, we're here on Affinity Xtra. We're here to celebrate gospel music of black origin, but also myself and the black historian Kevin Tomlin is looking at black music history, and me looking at icons. And the reason why we're looking into this is so we can see, as in gospel music, the fundamentals that are needed to be successful in the wider industry. And believe it or not, black musicians have continually, from being downtrodden on, from coming from hard backgrounds, have succeeded. 100% succeeded, changed the world. May not have made all the money to put in their pocket, but that's a whole nother question, a whole nother thing itself. But now it's about
another question. Another question.
You know, but the reality show is that you know that we have succeeded creatively. We are bringing out amazing materials. We have the talent. We started to own our own studios. We're owning our own distribution. So things are about to change for black music. Trust me on that anyway. So I believe, you know, but in gospel music, we need to step up, guys. Simple thing. And this is why we do. We kind of set the vibe up anyway, so yeah. But first of all, guys, we are now looking into Mr. Bob Marley. We've done the first episode, which was introducing. We've done the second episode, which is looking at his albums, and especially Legend, when they brought the best of the best onto one product, and the success of Legends. Listen, this guy is like Michael MJ is just another league. He's just off the channel. But you know what? The best of the rest, Bob Marley is in the best of the rest. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know, you can name whatever artists you want from who are not black. You know what I'm saying? They don't even compete to Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the background of Bob Marley, you know what I'm saying? The start that he has, it's lesser than a lot of people. Only on a small island. Jamaica seems big, you know. It's a small island. You know what I'm saying? There's not many people on the island. You know what I'm saying? It's only, you know, it's you know, there's more people in London than there is in Jamaica. So don't get it twisted. Way more people in Jamaica. So to see somebody rise up from the small island of Jamaica, yeah, where my dad's family from, you know what I'm saying, and make a difference in the music world, and to bring positivity. We don't need to do this slack thing. You know what I'm saying? Positivity. Prophetic, even though he was not seen as a Christian artist there, so yeah, but he's dropping bars that even today as a Christian you can say, yo, the man was on it. You know what I mean? So we need to be conscious about our approach. You know what I'm saying? And Bob Marley shows that being conscious and being true to who you are, when you dead and gone, your thing still carries on. You get me? So yeah. Now talking about carry on. Now today Kevin Tomlin now is gonna break down what the Carry On looks like for Bob Marley. Bob Marley's Carry On film, yeah, is breaking breaking more. Kevin laugh, you know, because you know when I say Carry On, he just brought memories, you know, and
yes, bro,
you know, but 100%, you know, the Bob Marley estate is an estate. And now we need to look at, you know, our communities and look at what we're doing as artists and stuff, and start to look at developing estates that can carry on or influence a big estates to make ways for the future Bob Marleys of the gospel UK scene. And I believe that can happen very, very soon if we get it together. 100. But listen, after all that big intro, we just need to bring in Brother Kev. Bro Kev, like, you just take it away, man, and we're just gonna enjoy the vibe and you know what I mean, and hear what you got to say, man. Yeah.
Well, I would summarize it, because it's the Bob Marley legacy is quite thick and rich, actually, and so we're gonna keep it as concise and precise. Precise, yeah. First of all, Bob Marley opened his recording label and studio in 1970. Hello, 1970. That means it's one of the longest running black-owned studio in the world. One of. And also, Lauryn Hill and several other major music icons in terms of Snoop Dogg, recorded there with major hit-making projects, platinum, multi-platinum. And the Diamond Project by Lauryn Hill, many of the tracks was recorded at Tough Gan Studio. Fancy that. Tough Gan recording studio. And remember, don't forget the label now. The label, the recorded label, the Bob Marley family. Yeah, that's a serious legacy right there. Founded and created by their father, the late father, Bob Marley, which many of the family members do their recording and so forth there. And let us look at what some of the children have done since the late 1980s.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Ziggy Marley, or Ziggy and the Melody Makers. You remember Ziggy and the Melody Makers?
Yeah, man.
Right? They did their fourth album was called Conscious Party. It was platinum certified. That means it sold 1 million copies. And this is interesting thing about it. It was recorded at the same studio, Sigma Sound Studio in New York, which Madonna Summers, or not Donna Summers, but Madonna did her first multi-platinum album at the very same studio. Isn't that interesting? Very same studio where Marley's children, the Melody Makers, their fourth studio album went platinum. That particular children, the Melody Makers and the family, have received 8 Grammy Awards. I repeat, 8 Grammy Awards.
Jeez.
Okay? 8, bro. So, and then on top of that, the following album, which is the 5th studio album, One Bright Day, was gold certified, and it received a Grammy Award for the best reggae album in 1990.
Come on now.
Yeah, so we're talking about the legacy. We're talking about Bob Marley's legacy now. Yes.
Talking, man.
And on top of that, while Bob Marley has passed away, it's interesting. He was doing gold certifications such as No Woman, No Cry, 1981, silver certified. That means 250,000 copies sold of No Woman, No Cry in the UK. Bob Marley Legacy spin-off, Impact. Sun is Shining, silver certification, 1999. Another 250,000 copies sold. Are we getting the idea?
I get it, bro.
Yes, his brother is growing. He's just expanding his impact. And I mentioned the other day, Hollywood Walk of Fame, 2001. So this is Bob Marley and his family is probably the most successful family outside of the US in terms of a black music family.
Okay.
I want people to understand that they are one of the most successful in the world in terms of a black non-African American family. So in actual fact, they're basically they one of the iconic families of Jamaica, the Marley family, culturally speaking, in terms of creative cultural export and impact. Right, let's look at some of the other family members. Stephen Roberts, Nazar Marley, 8 Grammy Award winner as a songwriter and as a recording artist with Ziggy. 8 Grammy Awards winner. Teddy Prendergast has not won a Grammy Award, and he was big too. Think about it. Marvin Gaye only won 1. Barry White only won 1. And these families did 8 Grammy Awards. 1 go.
Oh, this is so Bob Marley, the legacy of Bob Marley, 8 Grammy Awards.
Yes, his children had includes the Ziggy Melody Makers and Stephen, all of them, and Cedelia Marley. Oh, we talk about Cedelia Marley, fashion designer, actress, author, entrepreneur. She company designed the 2012 Olympic uniform for the Jamaican Olympic team, bruv.
Okay.
Zing zong, zing zong. Oh, this is when you talk about multifaceted creative entity. The families dealing with various different business projects around the world. Sharon Marley, Prendergast, songwriter, recording artist. Damien Jr. Gun Marley, 4 Grammy Awards, 2 gold albums, bro. Welcome to Rock Jam 2005. This was released on Universal Stroke Tough Gang label, the Marley label. Yeah, you get the movements.
Yeah. I get that, man.
And then, by the way, the album was produced by Damien himself and his brother Stephen. So it's in the family, creative activity in the family, right? And featured on the album was Bobby Brown and Nas. You know, my brethren Nas. You know, serious rapper. You know, Nas to me is a serious, conscious rapper. Oh yes. Okay. He was involved. You didn't know all that, do you?
I'm like this going, yo.
Whoa.
You know what? You know the joke is, bro. Yeah. You said to me, "Oh, we're gonna do an episode for the legacy and the things that happen after." Yo, I'm thinking, what are you on about? There's only probably Ziggy. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to realize that bro. The family was doing big.
It's a whole tribe, brother. It's a family business empire.
You know
global.
What, and you know it's funny thing is, you know, because you know people look at things like King David and look at all the mess that he had with his children afterwards. Yeah, it got messy. You get me, bro? Yeah. And you know, Bob Marley. Obviously they have the disagreements. The family, I can imagine siblings will always have disagreements. But for them, how they move the kingdom forward is incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro? Because to move the kingdom forward, they had to come together.
Okay, cool.
The ego had to be left at the door. Because you cannot produce those kind of numbers and impact globally without being in unity. They might have their different point of view, but the whole effort was to preserve the legacy of the late father and expand it.
Come on, yeah.
So this is that's what we're talking about, and that's just. Their legacy is just as impacting as the Gordy family, with Barry Gordy creating Motown. That's the level. They're probably more visible than the Gordy family in one sense. But, you know, the Gordy family, you got to remember, a lot of Mr. Gordy's children are involved in corporate deals and business, creative business. So they're not in front of the camera. Do they need to be in front of the camera? Oh, no, really? No. You don't need to be in front of the camera.
To make me making money,
You can make money. It's what? What's the point? You know, you don't need to be in front of the camera if you're holding the pulse of the operation.
Do you think it's a problem within our community that we all want to be on the stage? Yeah.
Yes, that's the problem. There's too much egos, and it's shallow. And ego is shallow. We're talking about substance. You know, you understand what it means by creative power broker. A creative power broker is a person behind the scene who's keeping the engine going. And just playing, it's like he's playing chess, creative chess.
See people, man, are ego, man. You know, guys, you know
ego
what?
Maniacs.
You know what I'm saying? And the joke is, bro, I think the biggest, and I think we have to really establish that, you know, we have to allow the veins of the industry in the gospel UK scene to now pump blood for the gospel scene. Now, in the past, it's just been individual organs, but now we need to have infrastructure. We need to realize that we need to be pumping blood all the way through, and the industry, the money, the brokers, the financial brokers, we need to rise these guys up, that there's people that people don't see. You know what I mean? You never saw me for 20 years. You know what I mean? It's only now because I'm just sticking my head in front of a camera and doing interviews.
They haven't seen me neither, you know, but I've been behind the scene as well.
Bro, you've been behind the scenes for like 40 years. So it's only technology which is bringing us to the fore. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube and so on. So this is where it goes, man. So no, that's a gold nugget right there, bro. Gold nugget right there, bro. I'm gonna make sure I know the time on that one. I'm gonna use that at the beginning. But listen, let's carry. Is there any more stuff on there, bro?
Yes. There's
let's go, bro.
Distant relatives. The gold silver certification album between the UK and the US by Nas and our good friend Damien, right? That's another conscious album. Okay, remember it's silver and gold in the UK. Silver single and gold, bruv, in the UK. It was a monster. Actually, according to some statistics, the first week out in the US, it sold over 50,000. 50,000. Ching ching. 50,000 copies the first week out.
Bro,
that is almost silver certification in the UK. Zing zong.
Bro, at 50,000 plays on Spotify would scare artists in the UK right about now. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because
they probably will fall over and say, what?
Listen, but bro, this is the scary thing is now that, bro, you can get number one in the UK by just not having that many sales. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But them guys, these guys were just doing some phenomenal numbers.
Well. I mean, look, Bob Marley did about. Bob Marley, according to recent statistics, he did about 21 million copies in albums, not singles, in albums in the US. Can you imagine how much he did globally, bro? Globally. I mean, we know that the Legend album has done 25 million copies globally. Globally, right? And remember, we're not talking about Exodus and all the other album, Redemption and so forth, which is another couple of million, bing, on top of that. So in actual fact, if you really analyze the figures carefully, Bob Marley probably have done about 50 to 100 million globally.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and then that is it. That's Bob Marley. We're not talking about the children now. When you put the children projects on top, and also when you look at what his daughter, boy, I love it. It's just Celia, what a beautiful woman, Celia Marley. What an attractive woman. Fashion designer. She did Catch the Fire designs. You know what I mean? She's working with top designers in New York and so forth. You know? So they're doing tons of behind the scenes stuff. Behind the scenes stuff.
The moving.
You know, cutting deals, doing things. We don't, to be honest, we don't know how much the Marley, we know what Marley has done in the US, but globally, bro, the figures are literally, he's probably generated, and this has been a conservative figure, probably about £500 million. We're saying conservatively. That's more than that. We know that, but we just make it look not too, that people can actually accept it in their mind and in their conscience.
And bro, this is scary now.
Yeah, go on.
When it comes to black people, I know this is maybe a bit off the subject. We have earned a lot of money in the entertainment world and the sporting world. Yeah, we have dominated that world, and we just need to realize we need to change that, the wealth, and diversify the impact of that wealth and start to infiltrate systems and political systems for our home countries, and to spread out educations into schools. And I'm not saying these guys ain't passing down, because there are sportsmen that invest into the next generation that are not their own kids. I get it, but we now need to start to look at how can we spend our money. You know what I'm saying? The money that I'm not saying Bob Marley, them not doing it for Jamaican culture. They're there in Jamaica doing their thing. Great. You know what I'm saying? But we need to start now, push our things. That's why there's a footballer, bro, George Weah, top footballer from back in the day. He's now the Prime Minister of Liberia. He has no need to be back there still, but he goes back to his homeland that he left there as a 16-year-old, and then he come back as a big man, won enough things around the world, and George Weah has come back to be a Prime Minister. I'm not saying that Ziggy should be Prime Minister. What I'm saying is that, like, it really shows that this is Bob Marley and other guys out there. Have we really pushed ourselves into certain ways? I know, we both know that the systems don't really allow black people to be in there, but if we put together and become more powerful in this world through money, through the investment, and start controlling the waves. What I love when it goes to hair products, the Asian community have controlled hair products, yeah, and they control the avenues. So even if you open a black store and you want to buy hair products, the avenues, the channels are owned by Asians. Fair play to them. They cut their hair and they sell it to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we need to
yeah.
understand that the channels and pathways we need to start owning. And when we have success, let's invest it into owning channels. And channels don't mean that you are not instant successes. Channels are something that you have to dig in and takes time for the success to flow through. But that's just me,
Yes.
bro. I don't know if that all makes sense.
Most empires, business empires, just like Amazon took 17 years before it made a profit. I repeat, 17 years.
Bro, I was just talking about them. This week, bro. 17, was it? Bro, you need to talk that,
17
man.
years. 17 years worth of business development and developing a system, a profound system which globally impacts the world. I repeat, he didn't take the money and go and buy a new Mercedes-Benz, and show off. He was building a system. He started in a little office, and it's now a global phenomenon.
Bro, the other day paid $500 million taxes in the UK, bro. They turned over 20 billion in the UK in the past year, bro. And they were set ready for COVID, bro. When COVID licked, them man were like this.
Look,
paper money.
Look. Let me explain it this. My friend was talking to me. He's a director for a national ministry, one of the directors. He said, systems is the key. Systems. The reason why Bob Marley empire is successful is because a system behind it. There is a brand. A brand which feeds into the consciousness of society and people. They're movers and shakers and they operate on the cutting edge, right? And when Bob Marley created his music, he created his music to become prophetic and long term, right? So when you're creating music, you go into the spiritual realm. That's why a music like What's Going On is timeless. I repeat, it's timeless because of where the musicians and the arrangers and producers and sound engineers were moving into. Yes?
Right, yeah.
You're moving to a creative vibe. And the creative vibe is developed with years of trial and error. Because whatever is in you comes out. If you're really mature, if you really got experience, look, where I'm talking now, it was true battles. Like Paul said, I've suffered nakedness, strife.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bruv, Bob Marley didn't just get it like that. He didn't come from a wealthy background. He knew poverty. And also, you got to remember this. Bob Marley was listening to his black brethren in the US, like the Sam Cooks, what's his name in New Orleans? Fats Domino, etc. These creative entities, and these persons that I talk about, all of them were powerful. They were earning money from songwriting. All these people, and many of them had their own production house, and also the studio, and also the record label. And so Bob Marley patterned himself of the success. Listen, pattern himself.
This is one. Hello, man. This is it.
See, when I'm talking about music history, I talk about music at a different level. I talk about creative and emotional intelligence, and how you strategize, creative strategize, linking, and exploratory strategy. That's because all this thing here, all this spin-off. This is what they learned from their father, and they expanded, getting the right people. I mean,
come on.
Can you imagine? As far as I know, the Marleys have 2 recording studios in Jamaica, and I think they have about 1 or 2 record labels. They have a fashion house, they have merchandise, I mean, they sell millions of merchandise in the US every year. And, you know, when you think about the legacy of their father, legacy here, he's been in the top 20 most successful dead celebrities. Do you understand the money that, I mean, look, even the different fashion houses and sports label into this brethren. I mean, he's literally a global icon. I was in Spain in one of the islands, and they were playing Buffalo Soldier. It was right in the supermarket, right in the mall, playing Buffalo Soldier, and the people just kicking, right?
The vibes, man.
He's an international. He's iconic. So he cuts 100%. Across. He cuts across language, culture, everything. Regardless of the woman, man. When you talk about Bob Marley, there's reverence. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah, man.
That's the sort of level we need to go. I mean, you know, push it to the, you know, you push it to sonic levels, go into the spiritual realm where you do mastery.
Yeah, man.
No, you're not cutting for less. You're not settling for less.
No, 100%.
The bar has to be risen. Has to be risen to a spirit of excellence. Okay, I'm going to stop. I found myself preaching.
Yeah, man. So, no, it's cool, man. We're going to preach it, man. Hopefully, guys, you know what I mean, we're going to be, you know what I mean, hopefully we're going to be, and you'll catch this interview. These are our conversations. Do check out our conversations. This is done purposely to put on YouTube to make sure these conversations are recorded and make sure when we do an evolved version of these conversations, watch this space in the next year or two. God's willing, myself and Kevin's working in the backgrounds. God's sparing life. We have God. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave this world empty, bruv. Not full. Empty. Listen,
empty.
Man. I want to be empty. And that's the same thing for me, bro. It's called living life real hard, enjoying the vibe. Hard. You know what I'm saying? And getting the information. So we'll be hooking up guys with you next week. Kevin, you're coming to Birmingham, innit? So very soon.
Yes, I will be coming in on Monday. So get everything ready. I'm coming. Be ready. Get ready.
We're going to be doing some interviews that you guys will be catching up. Some interviews, some conversations we're going to be having here in the studio that you'll be hearing in the future. So we'll be looking at some artists and preparing up anyway. Still, because you know we have to say the last interview. Do check out also Summer of Soul review that we did because that is a must watch by people.
That Summer Soul to me, we captured it right.
That was emotional.
I saw some footage that I couldn't believe it. The footage. Look, I don't want to hear no more. Look, I don't hear no more nonsense about I am trying to be like so and so. Please don't do it. Don't do it. I don't need to justify myself as a black brother. No. Don't do. Please. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And we've spent the last 20 years in the UK gospel scene trying to be something that we're not.
We're not.
You know You're not. And that's why we have no success in the scene right now. We need to be us, do us, and 100% support each other. And we do this, man. And this is what
I don't want to hear no ego. I'm better. No rubbish. You got to work as a creative team. We got to learn to network. But by the way, give you an example of showing a powerful network. Jay-Z spent 17 million to buy back DMX catalog. Repeat, it wasn't his last 17 million. Excuse me.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't his last 17 million.
It was a piece.
Get it, bro. Get it.
It
was one in pennies. All right, let's buy this up and then give it back to the family. You know what a 17 million catalog is like? It's a possibility. It could be $250 million or something, or even more when it starts to explode.
So he give it back to the family.
He bought it back and gave the catalog back to the family, the masters and everything. Don't you get it? That's some serious Kyle.
Listen, bro. This is what we need to be doing.
That is what, you know what I'm saying? That's what you call power. I mean, Jay-Z is operating like a kingpin.
Bro, this is what I'm saying, man. This is me. I'm catching up with Jay-Z and I'm gonna get that kingpin hairstyle, man. Yes. Jay-Z
He's operating like a kingpin and a creative power broker. a creative power broker.
Come on now.
That means instead of talking, he does it. Instead of talking, he said, right, what we need to do here, long-term strategies.
Come on, man. For the community. That's it.
For the community.
He knows
now,
it, man.
That is him taking care of one of his brethren and their family. And possibly behind the scene, you don't know it. He might be making sure that each one of the children have a scholarship.
Yeah.
Look, please.
And that's what we need to be doing, taking care of our people.
Yes, I'm taking care of it. I don't, look, why should I drive 4 to 5 BMWs when my brother can't take care of his teeth? And
come on.
And pay his mortgage off. Just stop the foolishness. I haven't got time for that nonsense.
Listen, bro.
I'm getting really fired up here, actually.
No worries, brother. No worries, man. Listen, guys, we're just having some passionate real talk at the end of this epic. Just seeing successful brothers, and we just no one gets to know it, and we're just excited about expressing this out here still, yeah. But listen, I'm gonna close off this convo before we come to the end of the show, man.
That's
you know,
right.
so we'll be moving things forward, man. But listen, guys, thanks for listening in, yo, guys. If you're on YouTube, guys, do check out our playlist. Please like, subscribe. And I have to say, this is a joke, man. It's about 50% of the people that don't watch his YouTube videos on our station, bro, and that's not subscribing. We need people to subscribe, man. And I sound like a YouTuber right now, and I'm like, why am I saying this? But I do need people to subscribe. I do need people to follow.
Listen, what we're talking about is very cutting edge and powerful material, which a lot of music students don't know about. Actually, they don't know about it. So God is giving us strength and spared our life to talk about it. Apostolize about it. True. Speak about it with boldness and with passion. And that's where I head for the day.
Amen, brother. Amen. Listen, Kev, thanks again. I'm gonna kick off with I'm gonna slip over to a bit of Christon Grey called Closer and just cool down the vibes. And Kevin, thanks again for just informing us all about Bob Marley's legacy, my brother, man. And this is how we do it here on Affinity Xtra. We're here to celebrate gospel music of black origin. God bless you all. This is
Rich
how we do it.
Peace and love, brother.
Enough love, brother. Yeah, bless you.
Yes, love. Yes.
Bless you.
Visit us for updates and shows at affinityextra.co.uk.